but as an echo inside of my veins. My heart is so hollow, your voice is so narrow, making the pain. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow. My heart is so hollow, hollow, hollow.
Hey friends, I was into this thing.
I know. I was like, man, I feel like I should be in a club now.
Gotta get the dance on.
Yeah.
That is my opening and closing song. Just a much longer sample of it. Welcome, friends, to 1 hour late productivity sprints because I had people over and had to make dinner and then eat said dinner and then didn't have enough time to do all the things. And I am joined tonight by the wonderful Bethany from Beautifully Bookish Bethany. She is linked down below. And Merlin, who I tried to get rid of, but she fought with me and she won, and I'm bleeding. It's a great time. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I know I saw your Instagram stories and I was like, ooh, I need to get some reading done tonight. Can I join you? And Jess graciously said yes. So.
Please come join me so I don't have to be awkward and talk to people by myself. I don't know if Eola made it back, but hello. Stieg and Amelia and Katie. No, that's still Amelia and Katie and Lisa. And that's me. And Bananas. And Katie again. Katie thinks this song's a bop.
It is a bop. I mean,
it's a bop. Grapefry, who sent me a voice message in our group chat and said, hello, I'm patiently awaiting your live stream. Because it was like 9:01 and she was like, where are you? And a kitty cat butt. It was totally at a rave.
That is definitely how I felt also, yes.
I mean, we're at a rave. I love the, we have an opening song for the Worldwide Writeathon channel that I absolutely love. And I wanted to find more by that person, but they don't have any more that are like the sound free, whatever thingy. So, yep, living a dream. A rave in the grave. Because we're all dead. Maybe not, I don't know.
I hope not. I've got too much to do.
Got too much to do to die.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good time.
Yep.
Great minds.
Yeah.
So, how is everybody doing this evening? What will everybody be doing this evening? How about you?
I am going to be reading this book for our reading vlog that I need to finish this weekend. It's very long, but thankfully it goes quickly because it's middle grade, which is fun. So, yeah.
I am writing, I think, despite the fact that I'm not going to get the words done that I wanted to get done this month, I still think I'm going to get the first draft done because I only have like a chapter and a half-ish left to do. So,
nice.
You know, doing the things.
Yeah.
So that's what I'll be working on tonight. Trying to catch up. Living the dream. Steve's going to be outlining. Bananas likes your door.
Thank
the door
you.
thing.
It's like a folding screen. I bought it so I can do live streams without showing everyone my messy bedroom. It's great. Great investment.
I could have done that. Instead, I just turned my desk around. I should have, outside.
I mean, we're like in an apartment, so I have like limited places I can even, because I'm also not on a laptop. I'm on like a desktop computer, so I have limited options. It works out.
We're dead and we have nothing to do. That's the beauty of the afterlife. No tasks.
Fair.
I mean, fair. College transfer choices. Still important and still productive. Absolutely. Working on a short story, probably end up reading because you're tired. It's like 9 o'clock. How are you tired? You stay up till 4 in the morning. I'm gonna need you to just take a nap and get back to it, Katie. Starting new books. What books are you starting? If you can tell us. I don't know. Is it a super secret? I don't know.
That's fun. Good to know.
Finish current read and start the next read. What are you reading? Great minds want to know.
Ooh.
See, you're not supposed to be working at night. Did you not start a new job so that you could not work at night? What's wrong with you? Enabling my workaholic syndrome. I mean,
we can relate. So it's like we're not the people to be talking to if you have a problem with being workaholic.
We were just talking about all of the things we have to do, and then it was like, guess what else I'm gonna do?
I mean, I always add things. I'm always like, why did I think this was a good idea? But make it work.
It'll either all get done or it won't.
Exactly. And either way, the world will keep spinning for a while. So
it's fine. Sketching might stop procrastinating and do the edits I'm supposed to be doing. You should, Charlotte. You absolutely should. Also, hello. Drawing Down the Moon by Margaret Adler. Not one that I've heard of, but I like it because it has moon in the title. Infected. Ooh, and contagious. Interesting.
What a time to be reading about contagions.
You're not wrong.
It's funny. So I'm part of this book club, and we like rotate who picks the monthly read. And for this month, the person who picked Year One by Nora Roberts, and I don't think any of us realized it takes place around a global pandemic. I mean, a magical one, but a global pandemic. And I'm like, whoa, this hits different than I think it did a few years ago when it came out.
I bought, oh my God, I'll never think of the name of it. The really popular Emily St. John Mandel. Was that a person?
Oh, yeah. The Station 11?
Yes. I bought that in January of 2020 and was like, by February, I was like, this is not the right time for this, and just put it back on the shelf, and I haven't touched it since.
Fair, yeah.
I just randomly bought it at the worst time.
Worst possible time. Yeah.
I'm just going to stick this back on the shelf.
Yep.
Fair. Grape's going to breathe. Devasha, you can do more than that. You can be productive. You can stand outside and watch the neighbors and watch the drama.
There you go.
Now I only work some nights. All right. Fair. Can you call it lunch at 3 a.m.? Yes, you can.
Sure.
If it's lunch foods. I missed that one. But I was going to try and outline at least one whole chapter tonight. Pre-breakfast.
I'm on your channel, so it's going to be all your writer people. Maybe one day I'll write something and finish it.
I actually usually have more readers than writers during productivity sprints.
Interesting. Okay.
Because I do more reading than writing during productivity sprints. So, but you never know.
Yeah.
It's weird how the majority, and I laugh about this all the time, the majority of my content is booktube content. My Authortube content is very small, but I have more writer friends than reader friends. So
that's interesting.
It's a weird thing. My channel is not catered to the people that I'm friends with, clearly.
I watch your booktube content because that's more what I'm into. But
I mean, there's plenty of it to watch. Next month there may be even more.
Exciting.
Who knows? Okay, I need to pull up a timer, and I don't want that timer because that one's Christmassy. Nobody needs that.
Yep.
Somebody find me a Caitlin timer. There it is. Oh, and I need to mute that because there's a commercial for K Jewelers. Somebody's proposing, and now they're moving in together.
People are still getting engaged right now. Wow. Impressive, you mean?
Somebody posted like a proposal fail video, and it was like someone proposing at a baseball game and she turned him down, and
Oh, yes.
sucks to be you, dude. This is why you don't propose in public. It's a bad idea.
Well,
Don't do it.
also, this is why you don't propose unless you've talked about it ahead of time.
Also,
I mean, like,
it's not 1642. You don't have to surprise
Yeah.
them.
well, I feel like usually when people do stuff like that, it's like a manipulative thing. Like, I'm going to shame you into saying yes because it's in public. That's how it reads to me. I don't know.
I am that person who says, I don't care if it's Tom Hiddleston. If he proposes in public, I'm saying no. Because I feel like the only reason to ask in public is to make them want to say yes, because they don't want to make you look bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm.
you know. Grape wants you to know that you have the best
Thank
eyebrows
you. That's
she has
really
ever
nice.
seen.
Okay, well, let me, if you want to know what I use, hold on, because I'm right here where I do my makeup. I use the Pixie Natural Brow Duo. So, like a pencil and a gel. It's great and reasonably
Ooh, the
priced.
ones with the gel and the thing. See, I'm not fancy. I just put some color on mine. So otherwise,
I don't do the
I
gel every day, but like, you know,
when you're filming, you might as well.
when I'm filming, I do like more. Like right now, I'm not wearing that much makeup, but you know, a little bit.
Intersection. It is a big intersection.
True. It is actually funny to me how many like debut authors I have reaching out to me who are like, I've been watching your channel. Will you now review my book? I'm like, oh, you know, like people who had been, I don't know, it's interesting.
Okay.
Cool.
I actually got an email today from one of the, I don't know, whoever does marketing at Wednesday Books for Ashley Schumacher's new book, Full Flight, and was like, I hope, you really enjoyed the first book. We hope you enjoyed the second one, blah, 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 whatever, and sent me like the review copy. And I'm like, I was already approved on NetGalley, but I'm so happy right now because I would have got it even if I hadn't been.
I love it.
I'm like so excited for that book, and I don't have enough tissues for it because I know I'm going to cry. Like, I already know what's going to happen. Like, I can tell from like the synopsis and like the log line on the front of the book. Like, I know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And it's going to hurt.
Yep.
Oh. Katie's saying yes if Tom Hiddleston asks in public.
Fair.
But
Fair. I mean,
she agrees. I'm not saying yes in public. Sorry.
well,
Sorry, Tom.
you always
try
like
again.
to be the contrarian anyway. It's fine.
You're not wrong. Why are you putting a dog in my face? It is kind of weird when they do something that's not their normal behavior. You're like, why are you acting like a weirdo?
Right.
I say like I've ever been proposed to. Yola did make it back. Reading Malice by John Glenn halfway. Liking it.
I liked that one. I enjoyed that. All right. I know we have people. We'll sprint. Don't worry.
Don't worry. We'll do it. Okay. We're going to do a 30-minute, which means I need to slide this guy down to 30. I need one less Merlin on my desk. She's like, no, Merlin's fine. You'll be okay. Need to do that thing and this thing. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Okay. We will see everybody back in 30. Hello.
Hi.
We have returned.
Yes.
I did stop the timer. Did it restart the timer? What did I do?
think so, yes. I think it restarted.
Who knows? Not me. I mean, it was going at 2 times speed. I tried to make up for it and take it back in time. It was a great time. I'm really bad about putting it on because I watch most things in 2 times speed and then I forget to take it off. And then,
Yeah, I watch at like 1.75 usually.
you know, there are some people that I have to watch normal speed because of accents, and I like won't understand half of what they're saying. But you know, so how'd you do?
Good. I read 45 pages, so pretty
Excellent.
Good. Yeah.
How did chat do? I got 903 words and finished the what's the word I'm looking for? Figure it out. Get it together. I finished the chapter I was on, so I'm now on the last chapter. And there's, well, the last chapter, and then there's an epilogue. And then I'll be done with the first draft, which is great. I know Emily was in here. We're talking about characters somewhere, coming up with new characters. I was going to ask if this was the same book from before, but I don't remember us being on a ship before. But I also didn't read the whole book, so I don't know. What do I know?
You know, I try to remember who it was. There was an author I heard talking once about characters who said that she will fully develop her main characters and then kind of come up with tropes as stand-ins for the other ones and then start writing and then later go back and like flesh them out, which is interesting.
Yeah, and go back and fix everybody in between at the end.
Yeah.
And where was I at? Timer sound was relaxing. Jumped in the middle of the last spread. Google Doodle. I like to come up with story, like with plot points and surprises and twists and turns, but I don't want to write it down. Like, I don't want to write description, and it's hard.
I mean, yeah, writing this is why I never like finish anything that I occasionally decide to start, because it's a lot of work. I think it's easier for me to help other people fix their stuff. I'm like, I can help you make a manuscript better much easier than I can write my own.
I mean, fair. Bananas wrote 305 words. Stieg had lunch and opened a document.
Hey, progress.
Studying for a medical exam. That sounds horrifying.
Sounds like a lot.
Around 100 words. Started to brainstorm a short story. Spin-off novella. Noted. Sketching. More sketches. Listen, open the scene in your book in a comic. Turning the opening scene in a book into a comic page. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Fair.
That's not what I'm trying to do. Characters and vibes. I can live with that. I used to do that, but no longer. The story, my adult high fantasy, that Emily and I both have very similar books, or at least the first quarter of it, because that's all of hers that I read before I backed out, because I didn't want her story to influence mine, because they were fairly similar from the beginning. I did the same thing. Like, I have like over 100 and some odd characters, but that's not
Whew.
unusual for adult high fantasy. So yeah, I just have like spreadsheets and OneNote documents of just like characters and hierarchies, and it's a hot dang mess.
Yeah.
Finished book, got distracted by the phone. Fair. I would make an excellent editor.
I mean, I've done some editing, and I do think I'm actually a pretty good editor, but maybe one day I'll do something with that.
Charlotte, I recommend that if you dumped coffee all over all of the things, that instead of typing about it, you clean it up. This is that thing where your kid gets stuck on a cliff and you take a picture so you can post it on Instagram instead of like saving your kid from the cliff.
Oh.
Because there are people that
lower stakes in this case.
Depends on how much you like your kid.
Oh man.
That's harsh.
Sorry. Like I have kids, so I'm like, but
she's like, I actually like my kids, so
I like my kids, so I'd save them.
I'll save them. Listen, we all know there are some days where you're like, but if they just went over for like 5 minutes, but then you're like, darn it, but I love them.
Like one of my kids probably would climb over a cliff and then be like, hey mom, I'm having fun, and I would freak out, and then he'd be fine. He'd be like, okay, great.
Liking Malice.
You know what? This is what I did. Well, I guess I bought a copy. Yeah, it's good. I liked it. You could always put it on a wish list and think about it longer. That's what I do. Wait for things to go on sale.
Look for bargain copies if you have a bookstore that sells used books.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Did do emergency coffee removal before typing. Fair.
Well done. Well done.
You cannot finish your coffee now, but you could make a new coffee.
That would be the move.
Every main character is based off of a real person in my life. Whew.
That is dangerous.
I never do. It's brave.
No kidding. You'd be like the Taylor Swift of the writing world.
Right. True.
Mm-hmm.
My friends and I have always discussed, like, I like to tell tales of my dating life because it's funny. Like when you're just talking to like you and your girlfriends, and everyone's like, this is the kind of stuff that you write down and put into a book because people can relate to this, but also your stories are maybe 10% more crazy than everyone else's. So also, it might also be a cautionary tale. So one day it will happen. I keep like a running total of just like stories, dating stories, so much.
I believe it. I have not dated in 11 years.
I'll say a decade.
Like it's like dating apps were not a thing when I was last single.
Ooh. Wow.
I know. Yeah. I mean, just barely. Like I think Grindr was just coming onto the scene like right after the year after I got married or something like that. So
I think late like 2008, 2009, I think there was like Plenty of Fish.
Okay. And I just remember like eHarmony being
there was like the regular eHarmony and like Match, but then Plenty of Fish was free.
Yeah, I briefly tried eHarmony and it was interesting. Actually, A friend of mine, speaking of stories, a friend of mine also got on it, and we were like comparing people we matched with, and she matched with somebody that we knew in real life who like substantially lied about their age and height. So that was very interesting.
We just like to discuss the number of men holding fish pictures.
What is with that? Like,
it's real weird.
It's weird. Like, why do they think that's a thing that would attract people? I don't
know. I don't know. And I live in rural Ohio, so like it's real strong here. But I have heard that like even in California, like even in big cities.
Yeah, it's a thing. It's like they have some idea that it like defines their masculinity or something. I'm like, yeah, but to other men, like not.
Because most women are like, most women are like, Jesus, fuck, another friggin' fish picture. God. It would be like if you were a guy and you were on a dating app and for some reason you're watching this video right now. You're not, but if you were, I highly recommend just like taking down your fish picture because you'll probably get more swipes for just like, oh, finally one without a fish picture.
Yeah.
Like you'll get a higher probability of women because they'll just be happy you don't have a fish picture.
See, what would make more sense to me would be cat pictures. Like that would work, you know? Like take pictures with a cat. A living cat, yes.
Living cats, we should specify because men are
living. Good point. Living cats, but not fish. That would be much more effective, I think.
The fish thing. I don't I never dated. Dan stalked me after meeting me at a party, and I just gave in after a year. I mean, it worked out for you, and you have a cute child, and you get angry when you watch YA shows on TV now. It's fine. Emily was angered by shows that show teens drinking and partying, but we liked those when we were teenagers. And she's like, I think I'm old. I'm like, no, you're just a parent because I still think they're cool. So
yeah. You know, it's funny. My kids are like not old enough to be watching that kind of stuff yet, but I feel like if they were, I would want to see consequences for the drinking and partying.
Right. But when you were a teenager, you were like, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah, for sure. But like as a parent, I would be like, okay, I'm fine with you seeing that on the screen as long as you also see the negative consequences of the people who are like not making good choices.
Right. Good Lord.
Yep.
Okay, is everybody ready for another sprint? We're going to do 45 minutes this time. If Merlin doesn't leave me alone, I'm going to throw her out of the room. She's making me crazy. You're probably going to get thrown out of the room anyway. If I can do it this time. I already tried once. Unsuccessful.
Yeah. Oh, this is funny. Okay, we have one person who was there for the fishing pictures or similar.
Oh,
farmers hold the bananas.
It's not up yet.
Oh.
Or maybe I don't know.
Maybe you're not seeing it because I can see it. So I'll read it.
There, I found it. That I will accept.
That is funny.
That's fair.
I mean, if it's what you do, fine. Acceptable. But like usually that is not the case. Yeah, that's funny.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. I'm gonna do this thing. We have returned to the giant. I need to mute that just in case a commercial starts again, because that would be my life. Everyone ready for another sprint? This will be our final sprint because that's an hour and 15 minutes of sprinting, and that should be plenty for everybody to get all of their things done. Also,
Yes.
sleep is important.
True.
Okay.
Let's
I'm
do
going
it.
to get started, and we'll see you guys in 45. We have returned again.
All right.
How did everybody do?
I read like 75 pages. I'm like, getting through
You're
this stuff.
killing it.
Good.
Let's see. I literally stopped with like 2 sentences left to write of this final chapter.
Awesome.
And what is my word count? 1,508.
Wow.
I was like almost there. I was getting there. I will definitely finish before I go to bed tonight. At least this chapter. I may leave the epilogue for tomorrow, but I'm not going to leave it with like
2 sentences
left
yeah.
of the final chapter.
Yes.
That'd be a little much. But
yes.
yeah. I've seen Charlotte and Emily were having a nice chat while everybody else was working.
Mm-hmm.
Giant losers.
Awesome.
Finished brainstorming. Got 468 words. So close. So close. Yes, I am actually writing. I know, it's so weird. Everyone's surprised, but no one's as surprised as me. Are you enjoying the book that you're reading?
I am. It's really fun. It's like this, middle grade fantasy with magical school and political intrigue, and it's fun.
All of the things that we love.
All the things we love. Yeah. It's very quick. I mean, you can tell how good. Like I couldn't. Not all books go this quickly, but I've read I've read like 120 pages since we've been doing this in it, so
it's not bad for an hour and 15 minutes.
It's pretty good.
It's excellent. Route 453, plot's getting thick. Fun and games. I already know that, like, my next... As I wrote this, like, halfway through, I was like, so all of this has to change. All of these things are going to be completely different. I have, like, an idea of, like, all the stuff I want to add in, but I definitely just wanted to, like, keep this version and just get to the end and call it done, and then reassess and figure out what needs to change, because it's been a long time. The last time I worked on this story was 2019.
Oh wow. Yeah.
It's been a minute since I've even picked it up, let alone attempted to finish it.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no idea where I'm at for the month, but nowhere near where I should be. But it's fine.
But you're making progress, which is what matters.
More than I can say for most other projects that I do. I think we've all accepted that I'm pretty sure I'm the slowest writer on the planet.
That's okay.
But it's fine.
Well, so is like Donna Tartt.
What I really want to do is just lay on the couch all weekend and watch Vampire Diaries, but I can't do that.
Oh, that sounds like fun. Mm-hmm.
I have the last season left to watch. I've watched everything but the last season.
Yeah, I'm like way behind. I'm rewatching things I've watched before. I think I watched the first couple seasons, like 2 or 3 seasons at some point, but I just finished rewatching season 1. So I don't watch a lot of TV though either, so it takes me forever to get through stuff.
I've never seen it. So I think I started 6 months ago.
Yeah.
It took me 6 months to get through 7 seasons.
That's very familiar. It takes me so long. Well, right now I'm not watching any of it because The Bachelorette is on, and so that is my TV watching at the moment.
I have been watching American Ninja Warrior
Oh,
with my nephews, having a great time.
I'm sure they're loving that.
They love it. At first, they were like, "This show's dumb. Why are we watching it?" I'm like, "Just sit there for 5 seconds and like actually watch the show." And now they're like, "That's so cool. I want to do that." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm
My
sure you
kids
do."
would be so into it, and then they would like constantly be pretending that our house is an obstacle. I mean, they already practically do that, but they would be very into that.
Because boys. My aunt says 1 boy is half a brain, 2 boys is no brain, 3 or more boys is negative brains.
I mean, it depends on the context, right? Because they're like smart kids, but they get ideas about
The
things that seem
ideas.
fun, and that's where I'm like, have you thought this through?
It's always like one has an idea and then the second one's like, "Yeah, but it would be cool if we did this." And then the third one's like, "And we could also do," and by the end of it, they're like Evel Knievel riding a motorcycle over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Also, Sasha came to join us that last sprint. I seen her pop in, but I was like focused.
Love it.
And around 17
Okay.
pages. Yeah. Anytime I have
Yeah.
like a really detailed outline, I consider that either like a 0 draft or a discovery draft. Kind of the same thing. Because you're just figuring out where you're going. So it's all okay. Okay. Anything else you would like to add to the conversation prior to ending our live stream?
Thanks, so. Thanks for giving me someplace to hang out and make myself do some reading. This was great.
Making people work is my job, and I love it.
I love it. It's good. It's worked out.
I don't think we're off. Wait, next week is... No, the new month starts on the 1st. So I will not be here next week. But in August, we'll be doing every Friday. Hopefully at our normal 8 p.m. because I don't like staying up to sleep. But either way.
I guess I will see you on Sunday.
Absolutely. Thanks for joining, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.